President and CEO of Ford Motor Company, Jim Farley, joins us now. Jim, welcome. It's great to have you with us. So, from trains to cars, tell us a little bit about how a railway union strike would have impacted your business, and were you making any contingency plans?
It's a big deal. We had some contingency plans. As you say, it has to be ratified. The deal has to be ratified. But it's a big deal, for our inbound parts to our factories in the Midwest, to the outbound finished vehicles, here and around the world, across borders in Canada and Mexico. This is a big deal. Even a small disruption for even a couple hours would have lasting impact because our supply chain is so raw right now. We're going from chip shortages, which are getting better, to other kinds of shortages because of the labor issue in our country. So it's a big deal, and kudos to the administration.
But it's also an area of weakness that we're seeing, not just for the way that cars are delivered, but everything else in the economy. And I know that your big push now is into electric vehicles and EVs, investing $50 billion through 2026. The headline that's really raising a lot of eyebrows from your company, Jim, is that you're giving your dealers until the end of October to decide if they want to join this business model where you sell the EVs directly to the consumer, a la Tesla, rather than the business model we all know and enjoy of dealerships where you haggle a price and then purchase your vehicle. So speak to us about why you believe that business model is better for you and the customer.
Thank you for asking the question. We split our business into internal combustion and electric. We're now number 2 in electric vehicle sales to Tesla in the U.S. now. We're really starting to ramp our volume, and we really want to give our electric customers a modern experience. So we rolled out those new standards to all of our dealers. They have the choice to enroll or not to enroll to sell our electric vehicles. They'll have to install high-speed chargers. They'll have to do non-negotiated price, to your point, e-commerce, 100% remote pickup and delivery offered to all customers. We think these kind of standards, and the dealers agree, these kind of standards are required to offer a modern experience, especially for our electric cars. It was very well received by our dealers, and they have about 60 days to decide.
Jim, you're painting a little bit of a positive picture, right, of the future and the future of the automotive industry. And yet Ford did announce layoffs to 3,000 contract and salaried workers several weeks ago. Can you explain why those cuts were needed? And did those cuts have to do with the economic headwinds right now?
No, not really. Actually, it's about the transformation of our industry. We're not only going electric, but we're also going digital. We're shipping software to the car. And we have a lot of skills, engine calibrators, people who machine gears for internal combustion gears. We have a lot of skills that are tied to the internal combustion engine. And as we go to 20, 30, 40% electric, some of those jobs we can retrain, but a lot of them we can't. It's a full employment market, and we thought the right time to make that announcement was now. These are our family members, people we all know, so it was a very difficult decision. But with job fairs and transitions, I'm very confident our team will find fantastic opportunities for them to move on to their lives. We have to adjust the talent base in our company as we go digital electric. It's just a fact of life.
I mean, all of this, Jim, seems to symbolize a major shift finally taking hold in the automotive industry. About a year ago, I had the pleasure of test driving one of your Ford Lightning vehicle EVs, appealing to folks in rural areas. Boy, that has some pick up and go. President Biden, a huge fan of vehicles, was taking a look at some of your cars and electric vehicles at the Detroit Auto Show just yesterday. What can you tell us about the perception of these vehicles and what you're trying to break through?
We're number 2, as I said, in electric sales. We're also happen to be number 2 in hybrid sales, which is interesting. The perception is charging. It's all about charging. And the most important thing we've learned as number 2 is high-speed chargers. Now, we have more plugs than anyone, but we have to install more high-speed chargers. In fact, 90% of the investment we're asking our dealers to make are those high-speed chargers. That's where customers need and want to make this transition. That's one, and the economics. the electric cars are more expensive. The administration has done some things to help that. And that's really important to step on the foot of the scale of the economics for customers.
All right.
Stuff.
Great to speak with you, Jim Farley. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks,
Thank
Jim.
you.